Okay, here are my 7 adults for the ceremonial speech. Wave to the camera. Kidding. Okay, there we go. So that was adult 4. Then we just got kids. There's 5, 6, and 7. Okay.
She's not an adult.
You see your death, Brady, you would. You smile so big. Okay. I am sure everyone here has heard about Lance Armstrong, but the unusual thing is that we may not all have heard about him for the same reasons. Some may know him as the one that fought and beat cancer. Others may know him as the one that started his own cancer research foundation called the Livestrong Foundation. And others may know him as the one that fought to be the world's best bike racer. Okay, regardless of how you may know Lance, just knowing of him just knowing about his incredible journey brings inspiration to your lives when you need it the most. It all began in 1971 when Lance was brought into this world. He was an athlete by nature, but at the age of just 12, he started doing triathlons, and by the time he was 16, he became a professional bike racer. And then he kept practicing, and he put all of his eggs into one basket and decided to put all of his time into biking. And so then in 1995, he decided to enter the Tour de France, which is known as the world's toughest bike race. It's a 23-day bike race, and it's over 2,600 miles is what the bikers will cover. And Lance was at his prime. He was at his peak. He was doing his best, and he did not win that year though. But he was going to come back. He was determined that he was going to come back and win in 1996. So in October of 1996, he started experiencing some chronic pain. So he went in to visit his doctor just to see what was going on, and unfortunately he found out that he had stage 4 testicular cancer, and the doctors told him that it had spread to his stomach, his brain, and his lungs, and he only was going to have a 40% chance of survival. And you know, that just hit him hard, but he had to do what he had to do, and he went and did 2 surgeries, and he had to have chemotherapy, and his recovery was really tough physically. It just really brought down his body. He lost 17 pounds, but mentally he actually became a lot stronger. He realized that if he could beat the hardest challenge in life, that he could beat anything that life threw at him. So from there, he decided to open up his own foundation, start his own foundation, which is known as the Livestrong Foundation. And with his positive fighting attitude, Lance has inspired thousands of patients, cancer patients, to fight their lives with power and strength. And you can see these yellow wristbands on the arms of celebrities, all the way to mailmen. It has actually raised $13 million, his foundation, for future cancer research. Only 1 year after Lance had heard the news about his cancer, he went in for a regular checkup, and he heard the wonderful news that he was cancer-free. So then he went to make a full recovery. He decided to start practicing again, riding his bike really hard. But again, it was not easy for Lance. He couldn't even ride his bike one time around his neighborhood without being completely exhausted. But he knew mentally that he could do it. His goal was to come and win the Tour de France. And not only did Lance win the Tour de France, he actually won it for a world record of 7 times in a row. And that is what Lance has done. He's won the record 7 times in a row, and Lance is a beacon of hope and a source of inspiration when people need it most. He has proven that you can defeat the toughest challenge life throws at you as long as you stay strong and determined. But before we go tonight, I have one final question for all of you. What will you do the next time life throws you a challenge? Will you defeat the challenge, or will you let the challenge defeat you? Just remember what the inspirational Lance Armstrong would do.
Defeat them.
Yeah.